Hey everyone. I thought that I would take a moment and share how I came to have a relationship with God just as a beginner. I can't even say that I'm really out of the beginner stage because I do hear from God, but I always feel like I'm still learning. But it kind of just started out with me giving my life to Jesus, and inviting Holy Spirit into my heart and into my life, and just open up the door to give God a voice in my life, opening up an ear. And that's just how it began. And I didn't feel like I was hearing from God immediately. I really did not feel like I was hearing from Him at all. And I came to find out that He was talking to me all the time. I was just not perceiving it. And so what I actually did was, as my family, we all kind of just decided to be serious about it at the same time. And we would have worship together. But we didn't really know how to worship God in spirit because we kind of grew up in a doctrinated church where we would just sing hymns. I mean, we would sing worship songs, but we didn't let the Holy Spirit just lead, you know? So we would actually put on spontaneous worship songs, and we would just have them play, even ones we just did not know at the time. We would just play spontaneous worship, and we would use that time for meditation. We were getting into our word. We would do Bible study as a family, but every night we would come together and worship. And that's when we started to hear the voice of God. That's when I got baptized, Holy Spirit. And I was baptized by water, but I didn't catch Holy Spirit. So that's how it started. And I didn't think that I was really hearing God's voice all that often. And my sister, because I was always comparing myself to my sister, she always was like hearing from God. The minute that she got baptized by Holy Spirit, she heard God so well, and she was able to prophesy and relay messages, kind of just like very in tune with God. And I remember one day she was talking to me and she was like, "Vanessa, what has God been telling you lately?" Or, and I was like, "God doesn't talk to me." And she was like, "Yes, He does." Like, it was just an immediately like Holy Spirit moment where she was like, "Yes, He does. He talks to you. You're just not perceiving what He's saying." And we got to the point where we would kind of just practice amongst ourselves, in a setting where we would practice prophesying, and we would be praying and kind of just letting Holy Spirit lead and speak through us. And eventually I started doing quiet time. I would go to the park and I would just sit there in silence. Like, I'm not even joking. I'd be like, "God, speak to me," and I'll be there for an hour just in silence, writing in my journal. And that was like my spot that I went to go spend time with God. And I would end up falling asleep in the car because I would go all year round. But yeah, that's how I started.